Now, taxiing around an airport can be confusing. In fact, some of us think that taxiing in after landing at a strange airport can be the hardest part of the trip. But say it's dark and the visibility is poor, then things can be really confusing. And confusion is not good. So the FAA has mandated the use of standardized signs around an airport. But all the signs and markings in the world won't do you any good if you can't remember what they mean. So let's review what they all mean. First of all the signs we talk about can also be painted right on the pavement, but in either case they mean exactly the same thing. Now, there is one saying that helps me sort out the meaning of airport signs more than anything else, and that saying is, "Black square, you're there." What that means is if you see a sign with a black square with yellow letters and borders, it tells you what taxiway you are on. So in this case, black square, you're there, means you are on taxiway Bravo. By the way, the convention is that taxiways are labeled with one or more letters. And when it's a stub taxiway, it also can have a number, such as in this case, Alpha 1 and Alpha 2. So, black square, you're there signs are called location signs. Now, here is something else I use to help me keep the sign straight, and that is all direction signs have an arrow to point you to something. I know that sounds simple, but it actually helps me because if there's any question in my mind as to whether the sign is a location sign or a direction sign, it helps me to remember that all direction signs have an arrow. And direction signs, by the way, are yellow like this with black lettering, and you'll see them just before taxiway intersections. In this case, we're on taxiway Charlie, we're coming up to Juliet, and the arrows point the direction for a turn to another taxiway. Here I'd turn right to get on Juliet, or I could turn left to get on Juliet. Now, direction signs are often used in combination with location signs like this to give you a visual picture of what that intersection is going to look like. And so they're grouped so that they read from the left to the right, showing the direction of the taxiways by the angle of the arrows. And so signs indicating a turn to the left will be, are you ready for this? On the left of the group. The location sign, or black square, you're there sign, is in the middle of the group. And so here you can see that you are on taxiway Bravo. And of course the signs indicating a turn to the right will be on the right side of the group. I think you have this thing figured out. Now, the whole sign group is usually on the left side of the taxiway, and that, cleverly enough, is so that the pilot in the left seat can see that group of signs very easily. Now, each direction sign is separated from the others by a black vertical bar, so you know which arrow belongs to which letter. So that'll help make it clearer, for instance, whether the sign is referring to two different taxiways or one taxiway that's labeled with a two-letter combination like Alpha Alpha here. So in this case, you'd have a tight turn or a 90-degree turn to the left to get on taxiway Foxtrot, and about a 45-degree turn to the left to get on Golf, as you can see, and you'd turn about a 45-degree turn to the right to get on Alpha Alpha, and you'd have a 90-degree turn to the right to get on Alpha Bravo. And you can see that you're actually on, at this time, taxiway Bravo. Now, sometimes when you get on the other side of the intersection, you'll see a location sign there just to let you know that you turned in the proper direction and you're on the taxiway you wanted. In this case, you are indeed on taxiway Golf. Now, when a sign points the way to a destination, such as, well, a military facility or a passenger terminal or a ramp, then it's called, and are you ready for this? A destination sign. These are destination signs. Now, destination signs can use abbreviations, as you can see, or whole words, whatever is necessary to get the message across. Now, like direction signs, destination signs are yellow with black letters, and they always have an arrow. Now, destination signs can also be used to point the way to runways, and you'll see these signs very often at the entrance to a taxiway from an apron area. They show the runway number, and an arrow points the direction you take to get to that runway. Now, if the same route happens to lead to 2 runways, then the destination sign will show both runway numbers separated by a dot, and the dot should be read as "and." So this route right here will take you to runway 1028 and runway 523.